Hello, I'm Dr. Edward Youngson, leading historian in Elizabethan times and a philanthropist. You may be wondering who this is. This is Sir Francis Drake. How did this man go from the son of a tenant farmer in Devonshire to second in command of the Queen's fleet? Perhaps Drake is best known for defending England against the Spanish Armada in 1588. It is believed that he was stood at the bowling green just behind me when he spotted the fleet of 130 Spanish ships heading towards England. Legend has it, Sir Francis Drake insisted that there was plenty of time to finish his game of bowls on this very green before intercepting the ever-present Spanish Armada. In 1549, a Catholic uprising in Devon forced Drake's father, Edwin Drake, to make a hasty departure. This led to Drake moving in with his cousin brethren, the Hawkins family. There, he was introduced to the world of Tudor enterprise at sea. So, how did Sir Francis Drake become a privateer? Well, after leading 2 successful trips to the West Indies, he came to the attention of Queen Elizabeth I, who granted him a privateer's licence. Drake was now operating as a legal privateer under the Queen's jurisdiction. This allowed him to further his ventures and gain significant wealth. This amount of wealth also came with much influence, which he exerted in projects in the southwest. Sir Francis Drake was one of the most wealthy men in and around Plymouth during the Elizabethan times. He was involved with many investments in Plymouth, such as this reservoir behind me, known as Drake's Place. But where did this money come from? The money came predominantly from Drake's involvement in his cousin's business, the Hawkins enterprise. The return from the Hawkins enterprise was so grand that it caught the attention of many merchants, including Queen Elizabeth I herself. Determined to profit from Hawkins enterprise, Queen Elizabeth lent Sir Francis Drake a ship for his second expedition to the Spanish colonies in 1564. The Hawkins enterprise revolved mainly around stealing slaves, specifically from the Portuguese. They were then sold illegally in Spanish colonies, where trading with foreigners was illegal. The trade became more hostile as slave ships became increasingly armed, and a degree of superiority was required militarily for the venture to be successful. In 1567, Drake and his cousin John Hawkins sailed to Africa in order to join the early developing slave trade. Afterwards, once they sailed to New Spain to sell their captives to the present settlers, they were enclosed by a Spanish attack in the Mexican port of San Juan de Ulloa. Drake and Hawkins escaped, although many of their crewmates were killed in the attack. Drake returned to England with what would be an everlasting hatred for Spain and its ruler, King Philip II. Although Sir Francis Drake was involved with the early developments of the slave trade, gaining a large sum of his wealth from unsavoury ventures, he has been remembered throughout history as a great Englishman. His legacy is ever present within modern-day Plymouth, with many places taking his name. Most prominently is Drake Circus, a thriving shopping centre at the heart of Plymouth. Thousands of people pass through this centre every single day, but do they know the true story behind this legendary privateer? So, Sir Francis Drake, was he a national hero, having defended England against the Spanish Armada and investing in Plymouth? Or a tyrannical pirate, having contributed to the establishment of perhaps the most evil trade ever known to man? I'll let you decide.